welcome back to another episode. Today, as we talked about in the last episode, procrastination, we ended on a little downer. But procrastination is the biggest issue of anybody's success. I live it. I'm still living it. You know, you always get those people that I know everything, but we don't actually apply it. Well, I'm trying to apply it as I'm learning it, as I'm talking with you guys, as we're talking about it, things that I've been through and whatnot. But procrastination, I know, is always going to be there, even more so than ever, because I notice people's attention spans, even mine, are going down in the sense of I used to enjoy watching, 20-minute YouTubes. Now, after like 5 to 10 minutes, you're like, oh, this guy's long. This is a long show. It's only been 5-10 minutes, though, but it feels like an eternity. So procrastination and people's attention spans are just going out the window. I don't know if it's just a new thing, a new trend, or we have so much at our fingertips that we see and get whatever we want right away. We get answers or whatnot. But yeah, like as much as you're all motivated to like, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire. And you have your great idea, your $1 million idea, you put into action. Just a couple more minutes on TikTok. I don't want to miss what's happening. And then 3 hours later, well, I'll get to it tomorrow. That's the biggest one. So I'm going to use an example of my brother. I love the guy. He's older than my older brother. I come from a big family, but he's one of my older brothers, an amazing magician. As long as I can remember, like even when I was a kid, he'd do magic shows. And I was like, wow. To the point where as I got older, when I was about 16, I started practicing magic and I wanted to do shows. And I started booking shows for my brother. And he always had excuses like, well, I don't have my license. Well, I have my license in the province I grew up in. I got my license at 16. So, Or I always arranged like rides, or bus or public transit, and said, I nipped all your things in the butt. You're going to do some shows. So I booked shows for a whole month on Fridays, Saturdays. That's it. And he was making more money than he would if he was to work a 40-hour-a-week job. Cash money. And we got paid cash every night. So I kind of was like the agent, right? So I booked magic shows for us to do. He did the big tricks. I did the little tricks. And we get paid and we go. So he's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I need money. Yeah. So I booked shows after the first weekend. Well, he made more money than he would if he worked a full 40-hour week. And then after that, he's like, well, I got to get more magic tricks, or I got to practice more because I feel like I made some mistakes, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, okay, well, you got 6 days before the next show, so get to it. Then the day comes around. I'm not doing it. I'm not ready. So in the end, I ended up doing the shows myself because I knew a lot of the tricks anyways. So I would perform the show. But I tell you this because he's an amazing magician, but he sells himself short. It all goes back to the previous episode of self-sabotage, right? He didn't believe he deserved that he was good enough. Oh, there's always people better than me. Oh, I seen this guy do the similar trick and it was performed better. Or, I just no confidence, right? And which brings you to like lack of confidence. Well, then you just like, oh, I'll do it next week, or we'll practice this year. I'll do it next year. And it was always like that. It was, well, when I get my license, and I have money to buy a nice suit. I said, look, who cares? I'll book shows. I'll get you there, and I'll pay for nice clothes if you need nice clothes. I'll pay for new tricks, performing tricks, because when you practice all the time, the tricks get all deemed up and stuff. So, and I'll buy all the good stuff. And he's like, oh, well, another excuse. And I was just like, well, are we doing this? Like, you could be David Blaine, right? Or you could be the next big magician. But if you're not confident and you keep on making up excuses or you procrastinate, then we're not doing this. And then, sure enough, we didn't do it. Years go by and then he gets all motivated. And I'm like, hey, I could help you. I'm a businessman. I want to make some money. And then, then excuses and procrastination. And don't get me wrong, I procrastinate a lot. Think of it this way. We're having an issue in our warehouse the last couple of days where the payment method we use is messing up. and all our customer information, so the address books of all our customers that we bill, all gone, right? Disappeared. Magic. And, I call the company and tell them, hey, your processing is screwed up. Where's all my customer information? Oh, yeah, you're not the only one. 3 to 5 days. So I just left everything there yesterday. I'm like, well, I'll process all these orders tomorrow when they fix it. Then tomorrow came, still haven't fixed it. And I'm like, well, me getting all like, well, I pay them enough money for processing fees. I pay them all this. So like they should get it fixed. Like I'm not going to re-enter everybody's information again. It takes a long time. We got over 2,500 customers that we go through, and all their information saved on there. That's why I chose this platform, blah, 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 all these things, right? So I'm like, well, I'll just do it when they fix it, right? Or, I'll get to it later, but I just don't want to do all that work because blah, blah. Well, you're procrastinating, bud. You don't want to do it. And I understand, like, I've been doing this for 20 years, like running my own companies, ups and downs, had employees, no employees, good employees, bad employees. You go through the rotation to the point where it's like, well, I shouldn't be doing the day-to-day. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing that. I should be successful. I should have this. Well, there's two things I realize. That I'm not all in the sense of, we had the universe hooked me up with this business idea of this direction that we're headed. And we went with it. We started running with it. And I was just letting go, right? Just surrender and just trust and go for it, to where I started trying to control it. And where I got complacent in the sense of, the universe will take care of it. I'll just sit here and watch some more TikToks, or, I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to watch more motivational stuff. And then the day goes by and I did nothing useful. Well, it's kind of my fault. It all boils down with procrastination and self-sabotage are the same thing, where for some reason I don't feel like, I deserve to be more successful than I think I already, I am. But if you look back at it, I'm always chasing the next thing. Well, we're here, but I need to be here, like we mentioned in the last episode. And if I go back to my old self, how I'd be like, dude, you made it, man. You always wanted what you want. You got 2 warehouses. You could have all these different opportunities you're working on. Some of them are self-sufficient, where I don't need to do anything but manage the websites and everything's just making money. But I don't, I haven't made it yet in my eyes. I keep on chasing and chasing. But yet, I'm also doing nothing about it, where I think, well, I should have made it by now, so I should be able to sit in my house doing nothing, and the universe will provide. Well, it doesn't work that way. When you go with the flow and you get these opportunities, if you do nothing with them, and you're not growing them and keep on going forward, and you're, hit a brick wall and you start going, well, I'm done. I'm going to wrap up. I'm selling everything, going up. I've done that before, where I had an amazing epiphany, set up a whole company, trademarked it and everything, an amazing name, started doing things. And I knew what I needed to do, but then, the whole, I know what I'm doing now. Or I don't do what I need to do in the sense of hiring the right people, or doing the different, plan of actions that we need to do. And then I just started getting complacent, started watching TV and movies. I like movies, by the way. I watch a lot of movies. And then before you know it, I wasted all my time. I wasted my weeks, my months, years. How long have I mentioned? Here's a trick question, not even a trick question. I mentioned this before, but I've been talking and feel like I need to be talking and doing these, I don't even know what we call these. Talks, just talking, yip-yapping, podcasts or whatever for years. But I've been procrastinating so long that I know if I did it years ago, I'd be in a different place already. I'll be achieving what I know I'll end up achieving, which the goal is building that community, having, online and in-person shows where I'm talking and getting people motivated and just going through all the experiences I had and helping people, because I just see things and understand things where I know Just like everybody knows what's best for their neighbor, but nobody knows what's best for them. But if you ask your neighbor, he might tell you what's best for you. So you should listen, because being outside the box, you see and understand a lot more than when you're in the box. You don't see the whole picture, the whole world. Procrastination is a killer to anybody's success, motivation. Doesn't matter. If you just start getting your thoughts in your head and let them go with it, like, oh, well, it's easier if I do this. You know what? It's a lot easier if I just shut down my companies and go to work at a real job, as they say. I got job off right now, man. In 2022, job offers like crazy. There's not enough workers out there. I can get jobs for $40 an hour, $50 an hour, no problem. But it's not what I want. Do I want to work and have, in quotations, security? Or do I want to just grow my own and do what I want to do, which is help people? And the way I help people in my eyes, that I understand, is not only by talking now, is by finding the people that need help in sense of employment, and that I could see where, hey, they'd be a good fit for our company. Welcome to the family, and let's do this. So, yeah, it's hard. Like, even, I don't care if you talk to anybody that says, hey, man, I make millions, 4 or 5 millions, I'm happy, I'm content, blah, blah. I don't have any issues with, being lazy or anything. No, it's a motivation. You have to be motivated every day to focus on you. You cannot grow a company if you're not even going to grow yourself. You have to just be motivated, gung-ho, and hold that. And what I'm going to talk about in the next episode is how to motivate yourself, and tricks and things that I've used to keep me going and seeing the bright side, and stop procrastinating, and stop saying, well, it's not my fault. I'm not the one procrastinating. It's the VP over here, or it's this employee. Like, I keep on pushing them, but in this day and age, you can't push too hard. Stress leave, they'll take 2 years off and not come to work anymore. I got to stop blaming people and stop blaming things around me and take responsibility. That's the one thing. You got to take responsibility for your actions. Yes, things aren't going the way I want it to go. I notice I could be more efficient in other areas, and as well as, maybe your staff or your business partners or associates or your partner who's working with you can do their part too, but you guys got to motivate each other and get things done. So yeah, I'm even procrastinating to wrap this up. Friendly procrastination. So on the next episode, we're going to bring it more upbeat and teach you some tricks and different things that you can focus on, and give yourself some goals so you don't procrastinate as much as people do. But once again, thank you very much. This is Mike with Life Changers. Takes one day at a time. Hang in there.